Hello, good morning. Nasdaq here at the close yesterday. Um, got it on a daily chart. Nasdaq, expecting a big fall in the Nasdaq going into next week, which could drag a lot of the other tech-like stocks down with it. We had bearish divergence throughout the second half of June on the Nasdaq, where the price was going up and the RSI was coming down. We had it again in the middle of July to the middle of August, price going up, relative strength going down. So we rallied up, but this divergence played out later on, the beginning of September. We've come down, we've used the 236 for support, the Fibonacci 236, and the 50 moving average, or rather, the 50 moving average. We're below the 20. We went down below the 20. We went up to test the 20 moving average, but we've come back down. We're actually below the 50 moving average now and below the Fib 236. So what could happen is we could have a bounce Monday morning. When you're in a bearish trend, the markets tend to bounce at the beginning of the week. So when we open, the US open, 2 p.m. UK time, I'm expecting a bounce. We could bounce up to the 20 moving average at 11,364 dollars. But then I'm expecting more down, and we could go down as low as 10,227, the Fib 382, or the 100 moving average at 10,420. But I do see downside action, more downside action coming in the Nasdaq. Let's have a look at the S&P. The S&P, we had bearish divergence again, which didn't play out immediately. We had a big rise in price from 23rd of July to 27th of July until 1st of September. But this bearish divergence, where the price went up, the relative strength went down, has played out, and we've had this correction. Now we've come down to the 382, and we've closed many daily candles on the 382. We had some big lower wicks, so there was some support there. There was some buying pressure in that range between 330 and 3,330 and $3,338. We just closed below the 382. We closed yesterday at 3,329, $10 below the 382, which is bearish. So we've also gone underneath the 50 moving average at 3,349 and closed below that. I'm expecting now in the S&P there'll be a bounce on Monday morning. Like I say, usually the beginning of the week and the end of the week, you'll see a bounce in the in the tech stocks and the American indices. I think there'll be a bounce, and then we go down again. We could go down to 3,260, the Fib 50. The 100 moving average as low as 3,195 could come into play. But I'm expecting 3,260 either Tuesday, so down in the S&P. Always look for these divergences on a longer time frame chart because they usually play out. Moving on from the S&P, we'll look at Bitcoin. Again, bearish bearish divergence. Quite a big bearish divergence from 1st of August until 17th of August, where price went from 11,228, $11,228, right up to $11,938, where relative strength went from 84, so slightly overbought. We were overbought here, and then we came down, although price went up quite significantly, went down to 69. Played out, began to play out, same time as the stock markets dropped, really. So they do correlate quite nicely. And we had a big correction all the way down to the 100 moving average, which nobody really spoke about much, the 100 moving average in Bitcoin. And we got above that. We closed above it, and then we went up. We tested the 50. We got above, I do beg your pardon, the 20. We got above the 20. We closed above it. And now we've had 3 inside day, no movement at all, really. 3 inside day candles. This is where the candles fit into the big candle. So 1 inside day, 2, 3 inside days. Target going on the upside is the 50 moving average at 11,257. But it all depends what happens in the stock markets, I think. If the stock markets do bounce, we could bounce up to that 50 moving average in Bitcoin, 11,257. But I think we're looking at down momentum. I think back down to this 100 moving average at 10,378 will be first. And we could go lower. We could go to the 21 weekly moving average, which is now about 10,100. So in Bitcoin, look out for 10,378, perhaps for buying, or the 21 weekly EMA at 10,100. Right, moving on, we'll look at the Bitcoin on a shorter time frame. Let's have a look at that, break that down a little bit on a shorter frame. We're in this trend here, in this channel. We could come down to the bottom of this channel, which is 10.7. That could happen over the weekend at some point. The 236 fib has been good support here in this rising wedge at 10.789. If we break that, we're going down to the trend line, and below that there's the 382 fib. To get to the top of this trend line, you're looking at that 50 moving average again. We're the bunched up averages on the 1 hour chart. We've got the 50, which we're hovering about, and we've got good support from the 100 moving average on this chart. In Bitcoin, I think a lot depends on the tech stocks of next week. During the weekend, the highs we're going to go up to is that 50 moving average that I showed you on the daily chart. Let's have one more look at that. So we could go up to 11,257 over the weekend, or we could get a whale attack and head downwards to this channel. Breaking this bottom channel, I'm looking at the 100 daily, which is at 10. We looked at that a minute ago, didn't we? Let's look one last time. So then we're looking at the 100 daily, which is 10,378. So we're in that range over the weekend. And we'll have a good look at some more cryptos over the weekend. So I'll be back for that then.